Nope, got that. So welcome. This is our favorite things, and this is Anne.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to see Anne a little bit later. And again, I'm Paula, in case you don't know me. And so Anne and I went around the shop. This is kind of our funnest thing. There's new favorite things every time, right? Because we always get new things.
There is. We get new things all the time, and it's really exciting to kind of go through and see what we can find. And sometimes we find some old things that become
Yes, yes. So I'm gonna do this first because there is only one of these left. Only one. And this is what it makes, is this beautiful, beautiful,
Beautiful.
scarf. And this is our
Come a
Wish
little
You Were
closer.
Here in Estes Park backpack kit. It comes with a set of mini skeins. We have the 5 mini skeins, and it comes with the set or with the main color of yarn. And it comes with the backpack that was handmade right here in our shop by Jenny. And it comes with the pattern along with our special recipe. So this is the only color that we have left, and we have one of them. So good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck. But it was a huge hit. We actually oversold because there were so many people in shop and online buying. We kind of went a little crazy and oversold, but we made more backpacks and got Jenny's fingers working to the bone. And this is what's left is just one. So anyways.
And you didn't know we had a sweatshop here with a sewing machine. So yes, we keep that part of our shop hidden away.
We do. And then when
Paul was a slave driver.
yes, and then when Debbie came back, the machine was making a little bit of a weird noise, and we were afraid to tell her because she was kind of gone for a couple weeks when Jenny was working on the bags. And I said, oh, by the way, don't use that machine because it's making a weird noise. But of course, Debbie fixed it because she's just good that way. So that is our Wish You Were Here in Estes Park. It was hand dyed especially for us from our good friend Allie Pate from Herd of Cats. This is her special road trip sock yarn. I don't think that the camera does these colors justice. They are absolutely gorgeous. So here I have 3 skeins of our main skein. Oh, I should have brought that sock. I forgot. We do have a sock model made of this now. But the kit with the backpack is how you make this, because you have to have the mini skeins and the special pattern and all the good stuff. But this is what I think would also be beautiful in my summer sweater class, which starts in June for the bird watcher. Yes. Did you guys all see that earlier? Do you want me to pull it over so you can see it? Did anyone want me to pull it over to see? Okay. Well, if you do, I can bring it back. But summer sweater class will start in June. And it's, I think, 4 classes, and we meet about every other week. It'll be in person and online on Thursdays, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And I think we only have like 5 seats left for in person. So if you want to be in person, you better.
Yes, and if you're doing it online, you have the choice of doing it in person or by Zoom when you have a choice when you're registering for the class.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have some background feed. Okay, all right.
Oh, my turn. So Paula just handed this to me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so she said we're gonna go back and forth. But one of the things that we're actually doing again, if you ever come into the shop before for the every other Monday Sticks and Strings, we have been doing it by Zoom, and we are doing it in shop again. We are excited to have people come into the shop again, very excited to see faces. Bobby has been wonderful in saying she will take over hosting it for the next few months. We'll see how long she holds in there, and we will, but it's so much fun, and we hope you guys will be able to come in and visit us again in the shop and knit with us. So just wanted to let you know that's happening again. And
the restrictions are changing quickly.
So
right now, and we'll just keep our website updated. Right now, it is required to have masks in the shop, and we recommend you bring your own drink. Because we're not really allowed to serve things yet, but when things change and we will definitely bring back our sips of wine and our little nibbles and things for you to have during Sticks and Strings. So,
and we have lots of space to actually socially distance with the summertime here, almost, maybe. Hopefully we won't have any more snow. We still have the deck outside, which people can sit on and be able to socialize and have distance between each other, as well as the beautiful area that Susan has been putting together for us in the back for with some couches and tables and things like that for us to relax on in it as well. So,
Great, thanks. It's always fun to get together. We're thrilled to have people back.
yes.
All right, will you be my Vanna?
I will.
Okay, so the next thing I'd like to share is our fabric wreath class. And that's going to be on July 10th with our very special guest, Peggy. If you've not met Peggy, come to class and meet her because she is a really sweet lady. This is a one-time class, and it's from 1 to 3 on July 10th. I believe you can take it on Zoom or in person, either one. And then all the list of materials are required, but it's basically no-sew fabric wreath. So we're getting in some pinking, rotary blades. You can cut your fabric in, go closer so they can see if it's pink there, please. So, and then, but this is done in Christmas, because you could do Christmas in July, or you could do any other, like Peggy's making a fall one, and I've talked her into making me a red, white, and blue one.
Oh, I know she was in here looking at fabric the other day.
I know. Red, white, and blue would be really nice.
Well, right after the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do red.
What color is mine going to be?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Peggy. So that is July 10th from 1 to 3. Okay. Let's see. You want to go next?
What would you like me to talk about next?
Whatever you want. What's your most favorite thing?
My most favorite thing. Well, I know we pulled a few things over here that I wanted. I don't know if you were going to talk about this. Or we need to talk about this. So we have a contest again going on this year. If you haven't heard about it, it is going to be a postcard contest and a postcard quilt contest. And we have, I'm going to send Paula over to pull up the little samples that we have. But we have kits that we put out and that we want to invite you to participate in. We're going to have in this kit just the postcard. You're going to see a little postcard background. Okay. And you would be making a postcard that you would be sending to us that we would be able to display, and then we're going to have a contest to see who gets the most votes for their postcard. This is the actual postcard quilt, and so what there is on this is basically a small quilt background about 18 by 18, and you're going to make 3 to 4 pockets. So we're not using the postcard backing on this, but it's about the postcard size. And so this is another part of the contest. So there's 2 contests going on at the same time. This is the Wish You Were Here. Yes, the Wish You Were Here. Yes, these are the Wish You Were Here postcard and postcard quilt contest. And so we're looking forward to seeing what people are going to come in and bring to us so we can display it. And we do have 2 kits. What will be required is basically using in a meaningful way the fabric that's in the kit, as well as a piece of basic wool. And so the postcard itself has a piece of fabric, a piece of wool, and we have some watercolor threads that we would encourage people to use, but that doesn't have to be in there. We just want you to know that there's different things that you can be using to embellish these beautiful items that you can be making for us.
Great. So there's a prize of $250 store credit for the winner of the quilt contest, and that's voted by us in shop and our visitors that come in shop.
Right.
So $250 is a really good, you could do some serious damage with that in the shop. So that's really cool. But the postcard, so because we've missed everyone for so long, that's why it's called Wish You Were Here. And then the postcards, we actually encourage you to make one for your friend, and let's celebrate friendships and getting back together. Make one for your friend. It comes with the backing, so you can actually write a little note to your friend, and you can mail it to them once the postcard contest is over. So the grand prize for this one is 900 stitches, which actually equals $50 in store credit. And then also there's another category of best embellished, because you can really go to town and embellish these. And
well, these we want to keep them so that they can still be mailed. So we don't want to big thick embellishments, which is what you can really put on the postcard quilt. So but
maybe we did best embroidery.
So we want
best embroidery.
Right. Yeah. So using stitches and things that can keep it fairly flat so it can still go through the postal system if you want to do that. Because basically those postcards can be mailed. So that's the plan.
Okay. So of course I have one here, the La Jolla yarn, because that's what our model of the bird watcher is made of. And this is one of the, a new yarn. It's fairly new in the shop, and we're just having a ball. We've made lots of models with it already. We're working on a project in our Gems and Pearls Knitting Club with it. It's just really beautiful, a bigger variety of colors, and it's really nice to knit with, and it blocks really well. It's a 100% wool, superwash wool. It comes with 400 yards at 115 grams is what it is. So it's like fingering weight, maybe just above a fingering weight.
And it's beautiful to work with. I have just started and joined in Paula's class for the shawl, for the fading point, and I'm starting to knit, and it's just beautiful. It comes together really beautifully. One of the other things I wanted to share with all of you is we had a Sue Spargo trunk show a few weeks ago, and we have still beautiful items still left in the shop. And I picked this one to show you because, and I don't know if you can see it very well through the plastic, but this is a bunch of nesting toolboxes. And so you have the opportunity to make 3 different sizes of baskets. And I love these types of things. I use them all the time in my own sewing room, throwing stuff into them, gathering little scraps of things, and it comes in really handy. And it comes with all the fabric, it comes with everything you need, it comes with the embellishment threads. And so you don't have to go out and buy anything. It's here and it's ready to go. And I just love this one. I think I have to make these little boxes because I have so many things that I can throw into them in my little sewing room, knitting room, craft room, whatever it is, and bedroom. And so it will come in really handy. So I just wanted to let you know we have this in the store. We have also a number of other Sue Spargo kits that I would really encourage you to look at if you like to make functional items. That's what we've put together, and being able to embellish and embroider onto these and just make them your own, and they're just beautiful.
All right, I'm going to give a plug for another class. Jenny and I are teaching the everything you didn't know that you didn't know about yarn class. Jenny has a degree in fiber arts, and she is actually extremely knowledgeable and helpful in helping us find substitutions for projects, learning what different fibers are, how they block, how they are different, how they knit different. So we have that class. It's on Zoom. It's Monday night, June 7th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and it's $45 per student, and you will receive a little thing in the mail ahead of time that will be about all the fibers that we're talking about. And so if you've ever wondered how to pick the correct weight yarn for a project, how to make a substitute yarn because the yarn in the pattern isn't really readily available, or then this class is going to actually teach you how to do all those things. And Jenny is very fabulous. So and she's really fun to teach with. So I'm super excited I get to teach with her again.
And she's so creative in being able to come up with different ideas and use what we have.
Yeah.
And helping us make good color choices and pull things together. So
yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Okay. This kind of goes back to the Wish You Were Here contest for embellishments. We have some, if you've been in the shop and you've seen our button area, we have the most amazing buttons. And these are some of the incomparable buttons that we have. And so when so I'm going to plug myself. So I made the postcard quilt along with some help from another person who made the background for me. And I ended up putting buttons on it and then to embellish it in many different ways. And it just makes, it's things that can really pop. And I just love how we have some amazing buttons and choices that we could put together with our incomparable buttons and the other button collection that we have here. If you haven't been in the store lately to see all the buttons that we have, it's amazing. We have so many choices, whether it's to be put on and embellish a quilt or embellishing your knitting projects. Come in and look around. We've really got some beautiful things for you to bring home. One thing with the incomparable buttons on the online, we don't really show every button. You may want to call us if you're doing something online that we can help you choose what you might want to use. We can take pictures, we can send them to you so that you can look through them and make some choices that way as well.
Okay, one more class. I'm going to be teaching the Finishing with Excellence class on Saturday, June 19th. I was supposed to teach this at Wool Market, but sadly, that's not going to happen. However, we are going to have some sort of event here at the shop because we love Wool Market in Estes Park. So we will be featuring some new yarns, I believe. Susan's giving us a little nod. So we don't actually know what's coming. We don't know. She knows. But anyways, so I decided I wanted you guys all to have access to this class. So I'm going to teach it on Zoom. It's an all-day class, but we'll take a break for lunch. So we're going to start like at 9 in the morning and go till late in the afternoon. And it's called Finishing with Excellence. And I'm going to teach you all the ways that you would do mattress stitch, whether it's on garter stitch or stockinette stitch, and whether you're doing row to row, row to stitch, or all the different directions. You're gonna make samples, and we're gonna actually do it together and practice how to do that. So there's a lot of pre-class homework for this one because you have to have samples in order to practice with. So don't wait too late to sign up for that. And then also I'm going to teach how to do, let's see here, 3-needle bind off Kitchener stitch, and we'll finish the day with a lot of blocking demonstrations. I'll show you how you block a whole bunch of different things, including different fibers, and I'll actually introduce some steam blocking to you. And so you'll be actually able to finish your projects and make them look very professional. You spend all that time, my motto is you spend all that time knitting them that we really want to finish them and make them look just as beautiful as they should. So.
And just as a plug for this, on this cowl, Bobby made it here. This is her sample. And when I saw this, and when Lori saw this, who both of us work in the shop, and we're like, how did she do this? It is so beautiful. And we asked her, and she said, I learned from Paula at this class. And so it comes in really handy. I mean, this is just beautifully finished. It's hard to see on the video, but I really wanted to just let you know that those skills really do make a difference.
I love we learned because Bobby showed some earlier that I didn't know, and I learned from her. And I like how we learn from each other.
Yes, yes.
So, okay, good. Your turn.
Let me see.
How are we doing on time? Roll 3. When's our next thing? Go ahead.
Okay. So just to let you know, I do some knitting, but I do a lot of quilting and sewing. And this is a fabric line that we just got in recently. It's from Maywood Studios, and it is red, white, and blue. And it is fat quarters. And so if you're like me, who sometimes just doesn't like to pick out fabrics to try and get them to coordinate, getting a fat quarter bundle makes a huge difference because from the same designer, the colors are all going to coordinate really well. And this would just be a really fun package of fabric to be able to put together a summer or a 4th of July quilt. I guess you could also be making napkins. You could be making placemats. You could be making anything you want, you know, just to kind of enhance your setting at the 4th of July or through the summer. So this is a really beautiful line to look at. Yes.
All righty. So just recently, I found out from one of our knitting club members that she didn't really know that she thought all the swifts and yarns that were available were like for in-shop use. And we have some that are very heavy duty and industrial because we wind a lot of yarn here. And so I said, oh, no, you can have these tools in your home. So if you knit a lot or crochet a lot, and it is really nice to have these tools. So we have our signature Swift. This is a very beautiful in color Swift. It's really nice because you can have one at your house. If you were going to treat yourself to something, I would say get yourself a Swift first, because if you need to ball, you can ball it off the Swift without getting your hank all mixed up. And she was actually changed colors that she wanted to start with. So she hung her hank of yarn up and she was knitting off of it.
Oh my gosh.
Because she didn't have time to ball it because she just last minute she changed her color. So get yourself a Swift as a nice little treat for yourself. And then we have 2 different winder options to go with it. So we have the winder that matches the Swift, which is also from Knitter's Pride. It's a really beautiful winder. It works just great. It makes nice little cakes of yarn. So it takes it from a hank. We didn't even bring any samples of that. Takes it from a hank and makes it into a nice little cake. But also sometimes you just want if you just want a little smaller winder, these winders work just as well. And this is a Knitter's Pride winder, and it will work really well with your Swift, and it'll coordinate well. So that's my little thing. If you're gonna just treat yourself to something special, get yourself a Swift and a winder, because they are definitely worth it.
So if your family's looking for some kind of a gift idea, that's a really good idea, because it's something you may not buy for yourself, but I think a family member would be really happy to help you with that process.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we're past Mother's Day, but birthdays and all kinds of things will be coming up.
Yep. So, okay, so I'm gonna give a little plug for Charlie Harper Fabric. We have gotten some beautiful new bolts of fabric in, and I heard yesterday that we might be having something that will be a project that we're going to be having a class for that may include Charlie Harper fabric. And so I just wanted to let you know and see a couple of the bolts that we have. We have lots of it. We have a big wall full of Charlie Harper. And do you want to show it?
Well, I think that they're on and that they should get to see something that no one has seen before.
I think so too.
So this class is not on our schedule yet, but
we're working on it.
It's Dana Jones. Many of you have heard of her. She's very famous in the quilting world. Is going to be teaching this Charlie Harper.
It's to teach how to do circles. And she's fussy cut Charlie Harper fabric, and just made this beautiful. She's using it as a table runner, because she says she has a really big table, wide table, long table, but you wouldn't have to make something this big, or you could make a whole quilt if you wanted to.
So I believe this is going to happen in August. So be watching for that, but I feel like we should share special little things with them, since they've been on with us today.
So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be getting that class together, and I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It'll be probably on a Saturday, and it will be most of the day is what it sounded like for that to happen. So just keep in mind, you don't have to use Charlie Harper fabric is what she said, but I think it looks amazing. We have some beautiful fabric to make that happen for you.
All right, so speaking of finishing, I have a couple tools here that are very popular in our shop, and it's our soak. We have now have these big bottles in addition to our little small sample size, our 3-ounce bottles. So we have these big bottles, which are really nice. This will last you forever because you don't really need to use that much. And also our knit blockers. These knit blockers are fabulous for blocking because they come with multiple pins on them, and they're super sharp though, so be very careful. But that way you can pull your fabric out and pin it, and you'll get several pins in one section and less pinning, and they make it really quick and easy for blocking. So those are a couple of our finishing tools that I really love.
And that's something I'm just learning about, because Paula asked about blocking in one of my classes, and I said I have knitted for many years, but nothing really big or special. And I said I'd never blocked. So now I have blocked some strips for our class, the building and color class. And it turns out really good.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to plug another product that we carry here. It's called Mary Ellen's Best Press. And so my presentation demo a little later on is going to be talking about accuracy and some different kinds of quilting techniques. And one of the things that comes in really handy is having a not heavily starched, but a starched piece of fabric to help you with your accuracy. And Best Press is amazing for that. It gives you some stiffness to your fabric, but not overly stiff. It smells really good. This is a lavender scent. And it's just something that really can help with getting wrinkles out of your fabric, helping you to make the best squares possible when you're doing a quilting project. So just wanted to let you know we carry this here. I use it all the time and I run out of it all the time. So.
All righty, a couple others, because my practice knitting, I demoed earlier, that crocheted flower, that is the extent of my knowledge for crochet. And I love fabric, and I do know how to sew because I've sewed like many years ago, lots of years ago, but I haven't really had time recently. So I've been buying fabric though, so I'm going to sew someday. But so I thought I'd throw in some of my favorite tools for knitting or crocheting. These stitch markers from Coco Knits are wonderful. And the reason I like them, they're colorful. So I like them colorful because when I'm teaching classes, then people can see them easier. But we have all of these from Coco Knits, multiple kinds. So we have the circle ones, and we have the ones that you can add on, what are they, removable stitch markers. But one of the best things about them is that they're magnetic. So we have these magnetic wands that work really well. So if you drop your stitch markers, or I think it was actually made for pins.
And I need that in my sewing room because
Yeah.
I'm dropping pins into carpet.
But if you drop pins or stitch markers everywhere, like I do, then you can just use the wand. So I just was able to sit in my chair last night, wave the wand down there, and it picked up the stitch marker. So that was really nice. So that's one of my new favorite little knitting notions, because I love that they're magnetic and you can use the wand and pick them up. But then also needing a very nice sharp scissors. I really like sharp scissors. And so this is the small pair of the perfect scissors that are super sharp and very nice to have in your bag for you on the go with knitting. And plus they have a small little tip, so you could take them when you travel, because we know we're ready to get back to traveling, right?
That's right.
So that.
I got one. I have one more to show. And actually Paula's talking about the very sharp little scissors. Comes in handy when you're cutting out things for applique. And so this is actually this is the whole country caboodle dog. This is the Australian Shepherd. I chose this one because I had an Australian Shepherd at one time and they're like my favorite. But we have a whole selection of these, and they are actually pre-cut, and you can see on the back that they're pre-cut, and you are able to applique them onto whatever you want to, whether it's going to be, you can make a whole quilt out of different dogs, where you can have little 8-inch squares. You could applique this onto a bandana. You could applique it onto a towel, I guess. But you could do whatever you want to put it onto something. If you are a dog lover, we have a wonderful selection that keeps growing with the different kinds of dogs, different breeds, different colors of fabric used to create these little guys. And I really think that these are just a fun little project, and they're great to learn how to applique. If you've not done it, you don't have to cut the pieces out, but you can kind of expand your skills in learning how to applique different things.
I like how they're already cut.
Yes, yes.
Nice. All right, so one of the handy tools that we use here, it works well for knitting, if you're knitting in lace or cross stitch, or you know, put your cross stitch pattern on here, is our let's see, they are called the knitting pattern holders, and they're magnetic, and they come with very strong magnets to hold the pattern onto the magnetic board. And then they have this that you can actually use, and you move it up as you work your chart. So it's really useful and helpful. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the large size, which is for your whole, first, it holds a whole sheet of paper. So it's 8.5 by 11. And then it also have a mini size, which is about the half size. You could fold your sheet of paper in half. And they come in different patterns, which are really pretty. And then we just got in the shop, this is really nice. And it coordinates with the pattern holder, as it's a circular needle holder set. And so it has pockets in here that you could wind up your cords and your needles, and you can put them right in here. So you could either use it for circulars or interchangeables and keep all of your cords in one place and managed and not like running all over the house. And then it has nice little pockets here for you to put your things into, and you can put your interchangeable tips in here or over here. There's just all kinds of things that you could do with this and keep your needles all nice and neat. And then that zips right up, and then I love that it matches your pattern holder.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm suspecting they're going to come out with some other colors of that, don't you
Because they
think?
have so many other
Eventually.
I hope so,
Yeah.
because I got the pattern holder and it's amazing. And I think our next speaker, our next demo person is going to be talking about cross stitch.
Yes, cross stitch.
And so and I hadn't thought about that, holding the cross stitch patterns in there and having that line there would be amazing to be able to use that.
Okay, so we still have this. Do you want to do this one?
So we have some amazing fabric baskets that have been made by our own Jan.
Jan.
Oh, Jan, yes. And so she is makes these for the store. We sell them here, and she has some amazing colors and different things in the middle to represent being up here in the mountains. But I think that once again, when I talk about useful tools and things to put things in, wouldn't this be beautiful with your beautiful ball of yarns, your balls of yarn, and having that sitting in here so that you can display the yarns that you're waiting to get to and use rather than hiding them in your closet, because I love seeing yarn and being able to have that textile view and touching them. It's just amazing. And then to have this is just a beautiful, beautiful piece to have in your home.
And then they all have different centers, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
They all have different centers. Yes.
So,
yep. So anyway, so we have a number of them throughout the store, and you know, our baskets are just beautiful that we carry here, and they're really great ways to store things, but also display what you're doing.
I think these are listed on the website. Like, we've taken photos of each one individually, I believe. But if not, come into the shop and see them. Take a peek at them in person, because they're really beautiful. They're made right here in Estes Park.
Yep.
Yeah, the color end of my little basket. And I can put a link in just now.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, it's on the back. She has her little sticker there.
So, all right.
All right.
Well, that's all we have. If you guys have questions, you're welcome to unmute. You can. Anne's a sewer. I'm a knitter. Anne's also a knitter. I just buy fabric. So don't ask me any questions. And so if you guys have any burning questions, we have a few minutes that you guys can unmute and ask your questions before we reset for. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. We do offer beginning crochet and beginning knitting classes. And so Susan will post those links. So if it's something you're interested in taking up, and if we get some interest in a beginning cross stitch class, John, who is our next up for demo day, would like to teach that. So those will be coming soon, I hope. So.
Yes, yes. We want to keep you expanding your skills, getting comfortable, and having fun.
Yeah, and I always hope you guys have enjoyed these demos, because these are projects that you can just re-watch the video, and I'm sure you can do it, and it's pretty fun. So we like sharing our crafts with you. Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's Eleanor.
Eleanor.
How do you save the chat?
I think you can. So I think you can do that on the top of the
dots that say save chat.
So yeah, see those little dots?
Yeah.
It will save the chat, and then it puts it on your computer. Are you watching on a computer or an iPad?
I'm on a computer. I'm on a laptop.
So when you click on those three little dots on the right, you can click on save chat, and then it will save it. And then this little screen that comes up and it says show in folder, and then you can click on that and it will bring up that it says like meeting saved chat is what it says.
Okay.
So yes, if anyone wants to save the chat that's been going on, that's how you do it. Those down, when you open the chat screen, down on the bottom, there's three little dots on the right hand side, and you can click on that and you can do save chat.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good question. That is a good question. Also, for another little Zoom hack is that if you're on a PC and you're muted, you can push the space bar and hold the space bar down and unmute while you're holding the space bar, and then you left up and you're muted again. So if you just want to ask a quick question or something, that's a really cool. And I learned that from one of my students. So that was really awesome. So any other questions? Did you get it, Eleanor? Okay, good.
Yes, I did. Thanks.
Good. I know there's a lot of links and it's a lot of stuff to keep up with. So
Yeah, and they keep on changing it. They're doing upgrades all the time. So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
getting
So
very
that you can hang
sophisticated.
on to those links and you can refer to them at your leisure.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. We're going to take a break. I think we have about 30 minutes. Does that seem right? 2:45. Our beautiful fireside originals. He's going to be focusing on, of course, on the wildflowers, but those were designed, especially they're designed for our area right here in Estes Park with all the, it has like the Stanley, there's a Stanley one, and then all the wildflowers and all
the different lakes and mountains.
yeah,
and,
the famous sites in the park and things. So fireside is really beautiful. And then of course we have Anne.
Yeah.
We're letting her finish off the day because she's so good, and she's become such a huge favorite with her Folk Blooms quilt panel, and you will not want to miss that. And she's thinking about doing a sew along with it.
Yes, we'll talk about that, but we also didn't mention picnic in the park.
I know we didn't. I'll go grab some.
Okay, so you might have been seeing, if you get emails and you get the newsletters, and you'll see on Facebook, we are having a basically a sew along with 5-6 different objects, items, and it's all picnic related. So things that you might take on a picnic, or it's something that you would be able to have out on your deck or on your patio, just to have a reminder of the national parks. And so we have beautiful national park fabric that we have pulled together to make so many different items. We have this is a tote that we will be making in this sew along. We have and I love this. This is a design by our very own Debbie. This is a placemat with a pocket where she's put the napkin that she has a pattern for that we'll be doing, but you could put your utensils in there, and then you could roll it all up and put it in the bag, and you're going to be ready to go. And we also decided we needed to support wine. So this is a wine tote, or you could use it for whatever bottle you want to have, but we did we have a wine tote and a bread basket that go hand in hand together, and this is something that we'll be making as well. And so it's not quilting, it's sewing. There's one quilt that we'll be doing, but a lot of just different sewing patterns to make very functional items that you could be using.
And this little backpack that we showed you, Jenny modified it a bit from the original pattern, but this will be made in our national park fabric as one of the projects.
And it is such a fun, easy project, and very functional. I think we've had staff here who have been making multiples of them.
And Lori made them for her little grandson. She's going to see this week. And yeah, Jenny's made quite a few. And then Jenny, of course, made these for the shop. But it's a fun little pattern.
It's a fun pattern. It's great to throw some things in to carry on your back if you're going around. It's also a great little project bag. And so just a great pattern, and I had fun putting that one together. It was a good time. So
the sew along right now is only available in the one full kit, right?
Correct.
And it's $265.
Correct.
What do they get with that?
So they're going to get all of the fabric that we to make all the projects.
All five.
All 5 projects. And so they will have the fabric. They will also have all the patterns. All the patterns are included, and so let me show you this again. So this is the tote, and the support for the tote, basically to keep it standing upright, is soft and stable. And so it's a lining product that we use. This is also being kept upright through the soft and stable from by Annie. And so that's included as well. It's amazing. If you haven't ever worked with it, it's an amazing product to work with as well. So, so you get that. What else is in the kit? Am I forgetting anything?
I'm sure you are.
But you also get me. You also get me. And so,
Free, right?
so
Because the So Long course is free.
correct. And so,
Yes.
yes, so we have the Facebook group. I will be on Facebook with people, Facebook Live every 2 weeks to kind of talk through patterns, ask and address questions, and let people show what they've done so far. One of the things about making our anything we make, whether it's a knitting project, a sewing project, we love to share. We like to show what we've done, and this is the opportunity to do that as well. And once again, it's kind of developing a community. We may not be here in person or close by, but you get to make friends on all over the country. And
There is a completion
that's
prize.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So when you post it in your Facebook group with your completed, all of your projects completed by a certain date, then you get a completion prize. So, and you get Anne every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Approximately for the So Long, where she's going to give all of her tips and tricks. And I haven't told you this yet, but a couple people are going to be out of town for the first one. And so I told them you'd record it. And that way then we can send them the recording. And so even if you're going to miss one of the dates, it'll be recorded.
Sounds perfect. So
Right.
I can make that happen. So,
Okay.
so if you are a sewer, and let me tell you, pretty much everything here is beginner friendly. There's nothing very difficult. That was one of my criteria as we were looking at patterns, is to try and keep it simple that people can finish up and use, because that's what we want you to
use
use.
it right away.
Yep, we want you to use it.
And you know what? If you're so excited to get this finished and so ahead of the each project, you're going to get all of your supplies at once. So you can go ahead and finish, and you can take it on your next picnic.
Right, because you don't have to wait. You can do it on your own schedule. You can do whatever you can start with whatever project you really want to, because everything will be there for you to start. So, okay.
Well, we're going to do a reset. We have to rearrange things so John can get set up, and we'll be right back with you.